Hey folks, it's me Christian for your midweek update. It is Wednesday, and if if you live in Southern California, we're gonna go through a heat wave for the next 4 or 5 days, and it's starting today, and over the weekend it's gonna hit the double digits. And Jesus Christ, oh my God! I haven't stepped out of my house really, because I don't want to. I was doing the laundry and just stepping out in the hallway was just all muggy. It was just like disgusting, and it's not a pleasant. I don't like this. Like it's kind of weird. Like even like as the summer is quote unquote ending, it always gives us that last heat wave. You know what I mean? That makes you remember that it is the summer. But I hope you guys are chilling out somewhere cool, going to the movies, just staying somewhere in the AC because people do get heat stroke, and it's a serious thing. But like I don't know if you guys been watching my last update that I let you guys know that about this is my second week. I've been laid off my job because inflation, quote unquote. And I have a friend that's currently working. He didn't get laid off, but he's giving me like all the tea that's going on at work, and they're like a week behind, and they're offering them overtime, and nothing's getting done right. Because they're not like it's not part of their job requirements, so they have no idea what the fuck they're doing, and the executives really did it on their own. Like they shot themselves in the foot. I don't know what the hell they were thinking, just trying to save money. But yeah, it's just me, like I'm doing the job hunt because last week I gave myself 1 week to just to relax. But no, if you guys know me, I wasn't really relaxing. I downloaded Indeed on my phone and started looking for jobs and applying everywhere. And I applied. I would say at least 50 plus jobs. Just like looking at job descriptions and they're seeing if they're close. Oh, hey Anna, I appreciate you checking me out. But yeah, like I only had one job interview this week, and that wasn't because I went through Indeed. It was because I went to this website called. I used to work there when I was 21 years old, and I saw some job positions opened because it was like around the corner. It was on Bloomfield and Telegraph. Like honestly, if my car broke down or if I couldn't get somewhere, like I could get an Uber and it won't cost me like maybe $10 to get there because it's like super around the corner. And I already know like the job functions. Well, that was like when I worked 20, like when I was 21. A lot of things changed since 2005. But like I sent this. I think that was one of the best cover letters I ever sent in my life. I sent them a cover letter to the HR, and they got back to me in the very same day. They actually got back to me on Saturday, and I was looking at my phone like, "Who the hell is this?" And the HR lady is all like, "Well, I'm very passionate about my job, so I work during the weekends because she wants to." And she scheduled me for an appointment yesterday. It was through Zoom, and I wish I could say I nailed it, but I didn't. They were really like asking me the tough questions. They were like, "Well, why do you feel, because you used to work at the reverse mortgage, field? Why do you feel like this is a good fit for you? What would happen if a homeless person came in and started acting all belligerent? How would you calm them down? How you take charge of the situation?" And, I wasn't really thinking about that. About that because I was just thinking about they were just going to hire like a front receptionist because that was a position that I was interviewing for, and it seemed like I mean I have experience answering phones, scheduling, writing letters, emails, like all that office stuff I know how to do, but like dealing with the mentally ill, that's I never had experience with that, other than dealing with myself. But you know what? One thing that they did ask me is like the HR lady says like, well, do you have experience writing? I said like, yeah, I'm actually a writer, and she's like, oh, good. Well, let's test this out. She said, write us a one-page letter to a potential donor why this person is a good candidate, and just for the first sentence it has to really grab me, like grab the reader. So it took me about like 3 or 4 hours to really figure out like the language of the letter that I sent her. I haven't heard anything from her, so I don't think I got the position. I think it's done. But you know what? I gave him. It was like in a nice letterhead. But it was my first interview. I know, like, uh, when somebody has been working for a long time, because it was going to be 3 years since I was supposed to be with the company that laid me off. I haven't been in an interview like in 3 years, so I'm a little rusty. I wasn't gonna nail the first job interview. I knew that. I mean, like, I had my hopes that I was gonna land it. People, they were gonna love me. It's like, we love you, Christian. This is the best interview that we had the whole month. Like, you're hired. But it wasn't like that. It was really tough. So it gave me the perspective of what to expect in future job interviews that I'm gonna get, hopefully. And thankfully, like John, he had a job interview today, and the lady loved him, and she said, like, it looks like we found our guy. So John is just waiting for the word, and hopefully he'll get hired at this at Kia, working at the front office, some office stuff for the Kia Motors. I think he has it. But yeah, like, both of us out of a job is like, that's not good. It's like one of us has to work. So I mean, I'm a little worried. I have to admit, ever since I got laid off, I've been having trouble sleeping, and I haven't been falling into my bad habits, like drinking every day or smoking weed. I actually haven't smoked weed in close to 2 months, and I'm like, from the amount that I used to drink when I was younger, it's like night and day. Um, like, if I was younger, if this was younger Christian who got laid off, like when he was 25 or 26 or even 30, I would be drinking like every other day. Like, I would get hammered, and then the next day I would recover. Then the next day after I was recovered, I'd get hammered again, and it's just like a vicious cycle. But you know what? Like, it's been like close to 2 weeks, and I haven't gotten hammered during the week, which I think that's a good sign. I did have a couple drinks with my friend Tommy because I visited him and his wife and his kid last this past weekend, and I did have like four beers, nothing serious. They didn't bust out the Jack and Coke or anything. I just had four beers, and that was it. But yeah, I'm trying to be more health conscious, because it's just your body. As much as I do enjoy drinking, but the body, you get old and your body can't handle it anymore. So yeah, it's going okay, but I guess the reason why I can't go to sleep is because just all these thoughts are running through my head, just worrying about the future. Like, the things that I need to worry about is like being in the present, worrying, like, think thinking that I like everything is good right now, enjoying the moment. But some people are just not wired that way, and I'm not wired that way. And it's been, I think I've been going to sleep around like 2 or 3 in the morning, just tossing and turning. And last night, I took CBD oil. That didn't do it. I was tired, but that didn't shut my mind off. I ended up taking melatonin. That made me tired, but again, my mind wouldn't shut off. I was like, okay, well, let's take ibuprofen because my back was hurting because I've been working out. So I took that, and that slowly, that I guess that took me into the bliss of sleep. And I woke up today at 10 in the morning. It was quite late, but it's just hard going to sleep now, because I have no reason to wake up in the morning. I mean, like, that's a bad attitude. I should wake up earlier, to work out and take care of some stuff. But it's just my mind just races at night. But yeah, see, Deb, I know that feeling. Yeah, it just sucks because, like, you do things like, I was like, okay, I'm going to bed at 9 p.m. I'm going to bed, and it takes me about an hour to go to sleep. It's supposed to take me an hour to go to sleep. But nah, man, it kept, last night I was just tossing and turning all night. Like, I was like, what time is it? I looked at my phone. It was like 12:30. And then again, I put it down. I looked again. It was like close to 2. And then it was like 2:30. I'm like, fuck, man, I'm not getting good sleep. And I woke up extremely groggy. I woke up like I was hungover, just like, I had a headache. My eyes were like, they felt heavy, dry, like that icky feeling. And yeah, I hope I don't have another night like that, which I think I probably am. But you know what? If I do, tonight, I think I'm going to work on some personal projects, just to keep that, my anxiety on check. But let's see what's to skip all that, and I just go straight to the morphine. Well, yeah, just inject it into my veins. Yeah, that was the Simpsons reference. But yeah, but other than that, guys, everything's going well. Personally, besides not having a job, but I don't have the Sunday scaries that my buddy Dina says. where you're not anxious about going to work the next day. But yeah, I'm a little anxious again, going with back to anxiety. Is like I'm thinking about like, well, what if I get hired to this new job? I have to learn the work culture, the workflow, like like the things I'm gonna fail. You know what I mean? Like again, like I'm worrying about things that haven't happened yet. But I know eventually I'm gonna get hired somewhere and I have to figure out the whole structure of the company. But I'll figure that out when it happens. I hope I don't think about that tonight. But you know what? There's another thing that I guys wanted to talk about before we get into the national updates. Oh yeah, this weekend is going to be extremely busy because of Labor Day. Alex's dad is having like a birthday party because his dad is turning the big 50. He's turning 50. And he's going to have like a taco guy. They tasked us to get this big bottle of tequila from Costco, which we did, and yeah, like so, like on Saturday Alex's dad's birthday party on Sunday night. Christina and Steve we're going to our 20-year high school reunion happening in La Mirada at the Holiday Inn. And it's gonna be 101 degrees that day. I'm like, shit, man, and they want me to wear pants. I'm like, I was tempted to text the lady who organized the event. I'm like, can I just wear some shorts? So I'm like, you can't expect me to have a good time wearing pants and if it's fucking 101 degrees outside, and I'm going to be drinking. So yeah, like it's going to be like a really busy weekend. And a lot of people are going out of town. And if you guys are going out of town, be very careful because the cops are out there looking for trouble. And also like people are like, they're indulging, they're drinking, and it just bozos just like they don't pay attention. And it's always the case, like like drunk drivers, they get into car accidents and they end up injuring or killing the person at the other end, but they end up without a scratch. It's always the same case. It's always the same. It's always the same story. Like the drunk driver always comes out unscathed. So please be careful if you're traveling during this Labor Day weekend. Um, as you go out for walks in the evening. Yeah, I'll do that. But you know what? I live in Norwalk, so like there's vagrants walking around like zombies outside. You know what I mean? So like I don't want to get shanked. So maybe like I'll probably go to the gym here like in my apartment complex and just I mean the close off time is 11 p.m. but they don't check. They don't fucking care. Maybe like if I can't go to sleep, maybe I'll just walk the treadmill for a little bit and see where that goes. But you know what? Since we're talking about the heat wave that's going on in Southern California, I'm going to talk about like a serious issue today, which is well, the world's going through this major drought. And I read this article that before the sun goes down. Oh yeah, yeah. I read this article where lakes are receding, and they're showing signs of like in Texas they found a fossil like they found dinosaur tracks in this dried up lake. They found like there's this lake where like there's several boats with like shipwrecks that they're finally surfacing because there's no water in the lakes anymore. And like there's also like this warning, like there's this stone in Germany where it said every time you see that stone, because they engraved it, and they were doing this, they engraved the stone like over 100 years ago. That if you see the stone in this lake and it's fully visible, get ready for a famine. And it was going back from I mean, pull out the dates for that rock. It's in Germany, but like it was inscribed in 1947, 1959, 2003, and 2018, and again, 2021. And it's even more dire this time around because, I saw this news article on TikTok where it was a CBS thing. They went to the Colorado River, and this guy was like on a boat in a dinghy, and he was reporting it. And you see like the lines, like like just imagine like a bathtub. If like a bathtub just had like water there for a long time and it slowly went under, you see like the lines, like where it was before and where it is now. And he said like that's where the water used to be. Like is at the very high cliff, and it's like from here to where I'm at, it's 18 stories high, and that's how much water is missing in the Colorado River. And the Colorado River supplies water to Nevada, California, and of course Colorado. And and I think you guys, it's yeah, I don't want to scare you guys, but you guys need to start hoarding water or like getting supplies for water and canned food. It's basically like, it's almost like the pandemic all over again. You know what I mean? Start hoarding stuff. Don't worry about the toilet paper. You get leaves. You could get leaves for that, but you can't. We need water to survive. Like, you can't go a day without water. We need water. And right now in Pakistan, I was watching these TikTok videos, and there's this a flood, not a flood, but monsoon season is incredibly high this year. After, like, I think they said 2 or 3 decades, it's never been this crazy. There's a new lake in Pakistan, and I heard this, that in Pakistan in carbon emissions, they only contribute carbon. They're only 1%. They only contribute 1% of carbon emissions in the whole world. The majority is like the developed world, as, like, the United States, China, Europe. We're the ones who are really screwing their climate, the whole world's climate, because the glaciers in the mountains in Pakistan, they're melting, combined with monsoons. They basically, they're like 1,200 people have been killed. Millions of people have been displaced in Pakistan, and there's this guy. Yeah, I'm very professional. There's a spokesman from Pakistan who he wrote a letter to the UN stating that we need to start taking climate change serious, because nobody's doing anything. We're just kind of writing off checks. So, like, here's X amount of money to help your village out because of this disaster. But the thing is, we're all gonna. It's like that movie Don't Look Up. We're not looking at the main problem. Is that, like, we're causing climate change. The ice caps are melting, and the whole, like, we're there's gonna be, like, parts of the world where it's gonna be, like, in water, and we're not gonna have water to drink, and it's gonna be a catastrophe. They said 2050, the world is going to be completely different. Well, yeah, it's going to be like, what, 30 years. Of course, it's going to be different, but, like, as in, like, apocalyptically different. So I don't know what we could do. I mean, like, we're like the plebs. We can't really do anything. The only thing we could do is just prepare. But yeah, I mean, I was talking to John about this, and I was telling him, he's like, well, how come we can't, like, do, like, desalinization of plants? Like, because there's plenty of ocean water. You know what I mean? How come we can't, like, some billionaire can, like, like, build, like, this facility to desalt the ocean, so we can have some water for our irrigation, for, like, for drinking water, like, for what we need. There's plenty of water, but we just don't they don't want to invest in it, which is fucking stupid. Instead, now the billionaire that has the most money right now is Jeff Bezos. He invested $1 billion for the new Lord of the Rings series called The Rings of Power, which is premiering tomorrow. They're going to give us 2 episodes, and I read this article about the Lord of the Rings. They say it's spectacular. It's visual eye candy, but there's nothing in the surf. There's nothing in, like, it's a hollow story. But then, like, you don't want to trust critics, because to me, critics are just like failed filmmakers. They just want to bitch. But I'm gonna give it a chance. I've been also watching um, what's it called, the House of the Dragons. The spinoff to Game of Thrones, and it's pretty good. We just finished the second episode. There's only 2 episodes right now, but I mean, I'm gonna give the Lord of the Rings a shot, the series, and I'm also watching House of the Dragons. House of the Dragons is pretty good. I do miss the Lannisters. I miss Jon Snow. I miss those characters from Game of Thrones. But it's a different show. As in, like, it takes 159 years before Game of Thrones. So this is when the Targaryens ruled the Iron Throne, and it's interesting. Is it the best show that I'm watching right now? No, but it's getting spicy. It's getting spicy. So let's see what you guys have wrote. It's too late. You scared me already. Ah, Karen, you'll be fine. Ignore my warning. I see, Philip. Hopefully there is a solution to global warming. Yeah, I hope so too, buddy. And Deb says, "Thank you, buddy. I'm a little freaked out, as I'm freaked out as well, because we need, again, we need water. To see, the Democrats of California canceled the desalinization plants that were planned You get what you won't vote for. Oh, Jesus Christ. You know, that's so goddamn stupid. Why would they cancel that? Like, I thank you guys for commenting. I didn't know that they canceled the desalinization, because why would they cancel that? We need fucking water. Like, California has like the worst drought, like in years, decades, and it, you know what's so goddamn stupid is that Gavin Newsom is I get why he's doing it, but it just doesn't make sense. Like, but he's making it. We're no longer, California is no longer going to sell gas powered vehicles in 2035. They're going to be all electrical. And then I started seeing posts like, well, right now they're asking Californians not to use a lot of electricity right now because everybody's using the grid for the AC. I'm like, wait a minute. He's getting rid of gas vehicles and replacing them with electric vehicles, but our grid can't support the grid that the electricity that we're using right now. How is that going to work out in 15 years? You know, how's that going to work out? And Gavin Newsom is going to run for president this time around, and nobody's going to vote for him. Like, the only people who like Gavin Newsom is, you know, our state, like California. Everybody else in this country views him as Hillary Clinton. You know, there's nobody's going to vote for him, and if he runs for president, if he's like the legit candidate for president, we're going to have like probably President DeSantis, or, you know, God forbid, a Trump again. But yeah, don't do not vote for Gavin Newsom, because I mean, like, I understand why people like him. You know, like, he's very charismatic, he's well spoken, but the guy doesn't know how to manage anything. I mean, he was the mayor of San Francisco, and he turned that place into a shithole. And then, yeah, I mean, like, yeah. I mean, I'm not a Republican. I am a centrist. You know, both parties are to blame. Let's see. We go back to riding horses. Yeah. Well, you know what's interesting? Who commented that we'll go back to riding horses? Before cars, you know, before, you know, Ford, there were cars. Like, there was a big problem in the streets of New York. There's a lot of horse shit everywhere. You could not walk in the streets of New York when, like, you know, you had the carriage without, you know, stepping in horse shit. And it was a big problem. And the solution, you know, what was the solution? Was the automobile. And now the automobile is, you know, giving us the global climate change. It's kind of ironic, right? So the Alanis Morissette song. See, you're gonna have to have a rickshaw to Uber. Yeah. See, you're going to have a rickshaw to Uber. See, Lord help Newsom is a tool. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know what to do. Like, again, like, I'm just a small guy, small potatoes pleb. You know, I vote, but I don't know why people vote for against their best interest. You know, like, why? Like, there's just there's so much red tape in this state. You know, you can't do anything. Um, let's see, rickshaw. Oh yeah, rickshaw. But you know what, guys? Yeah, it's my little rant for this week for my week update. But you know what? We're gonna have, let's see, Christian for president. Yeah, that's right. I'll set this country straight. That's right. I'll wear my hat everywhere. But well, you know what movies I've been watching. You know, like, I don't think I've been watching anything. Like, nothing's really been. We just been watching like repeats. Like, we watched like Gray Skies. You know, about aliens, and I haven't watched anything new. And nothing new. No new movies have really caught my attention right now, except for that Pinocchio movie that's going to premiere next week. I keep on seeing trailers to it, and I just want to watch it already. They do what the celebrities do. Bunch of fucking sheep. Yeah, sheep. Uh, I'll drink to that. But you know what, guys? If you guys need something to listen to on this long, you know, on this long weekend, if you're driving somewhere long, why don't you, you know, download Spotify, join our community, and listen to 44 hours of Casually Christian. You know, like, our last episode with Paul Tully it's really great. It's very inspirational, and the previous episode that I had with Scott Moreno, that was another great interview. And you know, like, we are. My words are jumbled right now, but we are setting up for our new podcast. We were going to have something this past weekend, but it didn't come. You know, it fell through. because people are going out, doing their whole vacation thing. But you know what? Then when we have something locked and set, and once we have like the guests ready, aligned, I'll let you guys know when the episode is going to happen, the time, and the place, which is going to be Casually Christian. And if you guys are watching on YouTube, please subscribe and follow and smash that notification bell to catch the latest episodes of Casually Christian. And if you're watching us on Facebook, hit follow and share. It doesn't cost anything. It'll help us grow our community, and people will get to hear my lovely voice. Let's see what else. Though he'll set this country straight, says the first gay president. That's right. Hey, I like that. I like that turn of phrase, that pun, right? Uh, Gay, like the gay president who sets this country straight. That'll be my slogan. That's a pretty good slogan. And my I guess my colors would be purple and gold. But yeah, guys, I really appreciate you guys commenting tonight. Stay cool. If you're gonna drink rum for me, because I'm trying to stay a little clean. It's gonna be a long weekend. Let's see if I can hold off. But no promises. But I really enjoyed talking to you guys today. And we'll talk to you guys next week. I really appreciate you guys checking us out. And that's it for our show. I'll see you guys next week, and enjoy your long weekend and stay cool. Bye, guys. See you guys next time.